Some cars are cheap to buy, but incredibly expensive to own. And then there are cars that just keep going. You service them, put fuel in them, and they seem almost impossible to kill. But how do you know which type you're getting? Because a shiny showroom, a famous badge, and a 5-star safety rating don't tell you what happens after 100,000, 150,000, or even 250,000 kilometers. Today, we're ranking major car brands available in Australia from worst to best for long-term ownership. We're looking at reliability, maintenance, repair costs, mechanical complexity, parts availability, and most importantly, what happens when the warranty expires. And some of the results might surprise you. Before we start ranking brands, we need to define what reliable actually means. Because reliability isn't simply about whether a car breaks down. A genuinely reliable car should be able to handle years of driving without constantly demanding expensive repairs. That means we care about things like engine durability, transmission reliability, electrical problems, cooling systems, suspension, parts availability, and the cost of fixing common failures. There's another factor many people forget: complexity. A modern car can have dozens of computers, cameras, radar sensors, turbochargers, complicated transmissions, and electronic systems. All of that technology can make the driving experience better, but every additional component is another thing that can potentially fail. And that's why the most reliable car isn't always the most technologically impressive one. So let's start with the brands I'd be most cautious about when buying an older used example. Let's start with something controversial. Premium European brands can make fantastic cars. BMW, Mercedes-Benz and Audi have produced vehicles with incredible engines, excellent handling and some of the best interiors in the industry. So why aren't they at the top? Because we're not ranking driving enjoyment. We're ranking long-term ownership, reliability and cost. When these cars are new and covered by warranty, ownership can be relatively straightforward. But once they're older, the story can change. A complicated cooling system, electronic component, air suspension system or turbocharged engine can potentially turn a relatively small problem into a major repair. And parts and labor aren't always cheap. That's why a used luxury car that looks like a bargain can be dangerous. You might buy a 10-year-old premium vehicle for a surprisingly low price. But remember, you're buying a used luxury car, not a cheap luxury car. The maintenance costs can still reflect its original price. So these brands aren't necessarily bad. They're simply not the first place I'd look if my number one priority was cheap, stress-free ownership for many years. Next are American manufacturers. This category is difficult because there's a huge difference between individual models. Some Ford vehicles, for example, have developed extremely strong reputations, while other engines and transmissions have had more complicated histories. The same thing applies to other American brands. So if you're shopping for one, don't simply search, "Is this brand reliable?" Instead, search for the exact model, engine and transmission. That's because manufacturers constantly change their mechanical setups. One generation can be excellent. The next can introduce a completely different engine or gearbox. And suddenly, the reliability story changes. American vehicles can absolutely make sense in Australia, particularly if you want something powerful or practical. But if you're buying used, I'd be very careful about choosing the exact drivetrain. Now let's talk about Nissan. Nissan has produced some extremely successful vehicles and engines. The brand has also built a strong presence in Australia, especially in SUVs and pickups. But Nissan is another example of why you should never judge an entire manufacturer based on its badge. Certain models have strong reputations. Others have generated more concerns, particularly around particular transmission and engine combinations. And this is where used car buyers need to do their homework. Don't just ask, "Is this Nissan reliable?" Ask, "Is this specific model year, with this specific engine and transmission, a good long-term buy?" That's a much smarter question. Nissan can be a solid choice. But I wouldn't buy one without researching the exact drivetrain first. Then we have Subaru. Subaru is a fascinating brand because its vehicles have a very loyal following. And there's a reason. All-wheel drive, practical wagons and SUVs, and distinctive boxer engines make Subaru different from many competitors. For Australian drivers who regularly travel long distances or deal with changing road conditions, that combination can be extremely attractive. But again, Unique engineering comes with unique maintenance requirements. A Subaru isn't necessarily difficult to own, but you need to understand the vehicle. Service history becomes extremely important, particularly as mileage increases. A neglected Subaru can become an expensive Subaru. A properly maintained one can be a completely different story. So I'd put Subaru in the good, but research the specific model carefully category. Now things get more interesting. Hyundai and Kia have transformed their reputation over the past couple of decades. Their modern vehicles offer stylish designs, impressive interiors, advanced safety technology and competitive pricing. And that's why they've become serious players in the Australian market. For someone who wants a relatively modern car without paying premium European prices, these brands can be very appealing. But once again, the badge isn't enough. Some engines and model generations have had better long-term reputations than others. And modern vehicles contain so much technology that even a generally reliable car can eventually develop expensive electrical or electronic issues. Still, the progress of Korean manufacturers is difficult to ignore. They're no longer simply budget alternatives. They're genuine competitors, and some models can be very sensible long-term purchases. Now let's talk about Mitsubishi. For Australian buyers, Mitsubishi can be an interesting option because practicality is one of its biggest strengths. The brand has produced vehicles designed for everyday driving, family use and Australian conditions. And that's important, because a reliable car isn't necessarily the most exciting car. Sometimes it's the vehicle that simply does its job. It gets you to work. It handles the school run. It survives long highway trips. And it doesn't demand constant attention. That's where Mitsubishi can make sense. Again, certain models and generations are stronger choices than others. But overall, Mitsubishi deserves consideration for buyers who care more about practicality and ownership costs than luxury or performance. Now we're entering the serious contenders. Honda. Honda has built a reputation around engines that can rack up serious kilometers when properly maintained. And that's one reason Honda has such a loyal following. The engineering philosophy has often focused on efficiency, practicality, and proven mechanical systems. But there's an important warning. Don't assume an old Honda is automatically a good buy. Age changes everything. Rubber components deteriorate, suspension parts wear out, cooling systems age, seals can leak, and previous owners can completely change the condition of the vehicle. So if you're buying an older Honda, service history and inspection are still critical. But when you find a well-maintained example, Honda can be an extremely sensible long-term ownership choice. So what brand is number one? If we're talking about overall reputation for long-term reliability, Toyota is extremely difficult to ignore. Honda is right there as another strong choice. Mazda and Mitsubishi can also be attractive depending on the model. Hyundai and Kia have become increasingly competitive, and there are excellent individual vehicles hiding inside almost every manufacturer. But here's the most important lesson from this entire ranking. The brand isn't everything. The specific engine matters. The transmission matters. The model year matters. And the maintenance history matters even more. A perfectly maintained car from a supposedly average brand can be a better purchase than a neglected vehicle from one of the most reliable manufacturers on earth. So before buying your next car, don't just ask, what's the most reliable brand? Ask, what's the most reliable model, engine and transmission combination I can afford, and can I find one with a documented service history? That question could save you thousands of dollars. Because the cheapest car isn't necessarily the one with the lowest purchase price. It's the one that doesn't keep coming back to the workshop. If you want more real-world car rankings, used car advice and reliability breakdowns, subscribe to the channel. Because your next car should be an investment in your freedom, not a subscription to your mechanic.